Yeah.
You don't want anyone to come out your way. You want to rush
Well,
that grass.
I wouldn't say go early. You know, my mentality here is I don't want to go too early because if they spot me, it's going to make it really hard and they're going to want to defend those rays. So I went as close as possible to the ray spawning because I know they're all, like I said, they're all going to be protecting that blue.
Well, and in this situation, of course, this is a public game. You know, he's playing with randoms, and no one was assisting him in the jungle anyways. He was by himself, so, you know, he was not going to be there alone just in case he gets caught.
Yeah.
But, you know, taking those rays is crucial, and Amumu goes there now to pick up his third level, and, you know, there's no race there. He's stuck. It's going to slow him down.
So now, if you know, if they had more of a different kind of jungler like a Xin, I wouldn't start their race and I'd start our race. So the Wraith camp is what I would recommend to be the starting camp for any character. And you can see here after that I want to go to Wolves, and then I'm going to make my way to the double golems. So that's your general first three camps you're going to want to be hitting.
Yeah. As you can see, he avoids blue buff. It's not needed. It's just, you know, he really wants to get to that red buff as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And golems and get that experience, but also be on the lane where, first of all, golems do give more experience. The double golems at top lane, and taking these golems, going directly for red, it opens up two options. He can either go for a gank, keep jungling. It all depends on the lane phase, and you know we can watch this.
Well, level 2 here, you know, one of the big things as a jungler, it allows you to kind of get CS uninterrupted. You don't have to worry too much about getting last hits and things like that. So what you want to be doing as a jungler is you want to be constantly looking at your minimap.
Yeah.
You want to see how far each lane is pushed up, and where you can possibly go for ganks. So you can see here that my bottom lane is pushed right to their tower. My top lane is pushed right to their tower.
Mid's about halfway.
Yeah, you know,
now.
mid's about halfway. It's not really a great way to gank. So
and it's also against a Teemo, and you really don't want to be harassing a Teemo just quite yet, especially with blind shot and his poison. But I want to note that Gary made a smart move here by not taking red buff yet. It allows him to save that buff for his next pass to jungle, and he also will be able to sustain his life higher because he gets the belt, goes back, and I believe he picks up red now.
Yeah, now I'm going to go for the red buff.
Now his buff duration. If he picked it up before he picked up Wraith camp there, or even after Wraith, a good 1 quarter, or maybe close to even about 1 quarter, because he only has 1 out of 2 utility mastery, and the buff durations deteriorate really quickly.
Yeah.
So you want to save red. Red is huge for Tryndamere, and as
especially
you noticed
for
in the video
ganking,
before, you can't escape him with the combination of red and his chicken. You're not going nowhere.
There's not a lot you can do.
No.
So, like you can see here, I'm going to be picking up red. His jungling is pretty consistent, as you can see. I'm getting that life steal. My health doesn't really dip too much, so his jungling,
the Belt of Valor is really helping a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's a good item to pick up, as we discussed. In our
so now I'm going to pick up, like I said, now we have red. I'm going to assess the lanes.
He missed the creep, but it's okay.
So, I'm going to assess the lanes. So I can see that all my lanes are still really pushed. So there's really nowhere for me to go.
Just keep farming.
So I just keep farming. Like I said, Tryndamere is one of the most heavily CS-dependent characters. So, if you can't gank anywhere, just go keep farming.
Yeah, because if you're going to go up, wait in a lane, and stay by grass, and sit there and waste a good, minute of travel time, and sitting there in the lane, not picking experience up, you're losing experience, you're losing CS, and you're this slowly, damaging your mid game and to end game, and you're going to be behind there. Maybe they're 80 carry, and it's really important to keep that CS up. And as you can see, Garrett is definitely constantly watching his minimap and just to see how the fight's going and which way it is. If it's going for his favor,
Well, you can see right there. I saw my minimap. What happened there is I saw Rammus, so their jungler came up to go and try and gank ours. So I'm going to go mid, try and support them. Luckily, our Kog'Maw did fine.
Sees that Teemo's going ahead.
I'm going to try and grab him, but
I just misses it. But and Rammus happens to be at a bad spot and a bad time.
Yeah.
But luckily, he was in mid Powerball, so the speed increase is a large amount. The start of your Powerball, of course, is slower at the start and increases as the duration goes on.
So what happened there, I didn't get that, so I'm going to go check out his jungle.
Check out his blue, and as you see, he just hops right across and back to mid lane.
Yeah.
And you want to stay near that experience instead of running around and wasting that time running. Just go through the grass.
Well, my Kog'Maw went back to go shop, so now I'm going to take over the lane and do that. So,
As you see, he's not just wasting his time by not picking up last CS. He's there picking up the last hits, grabbing the CS, and his Kog'Maw's back, and he leaves.
Yeah,
and
well, you can see that Teemo is going to chase me, and I'm not really 6 yet. I don't really want to be getting into too many fights with a Teemo.
That poison damage will kill you
super dangerous.
Especially if you spin right into him, he blinds you. You're doing no damage, and you have no way of getting out because you just spun in. So
So like I said, I still got red buff here. You can see for about a quarter duration. I'm still keeping an eye on my lanes.
Yep.
Top lane is not. He's still kind of at his tower. It's not really that gankable. So like I said, I'm just gonna continue farming.
Keep farming. It's almost 7 minutes in. He has his Belt of Valor, and
well, not to mention my lanes are doing kind of well. So
this game is doing pretty good as well. The last 2 games were fairly successful. As you can see here, Nidalee is harassing the Nasus very well at top. And
he's going to go, so I can see he's going to go ports, and now I'm just going to go
instead of wasting my time, Garrett time, sitting there and trying to maybe go for a gank or taking that chance of dying at the tower, just go back, buy. He's sitting on 670.
We can see here, I type all lanes winning, there's nowhere to gank. So, these situations can happen. They don't happen too frequently.
Well, that's fine, though, because, it's allowing you to just keep farming, and if they're doing that well, the towers are taking a lot of CS for the other enemy players.
Yeah.
They're under farmed. They might be the same level. The score is 4-0. It's not a high scoring game. It's 8 minutes, almost 8 minutes in, and it's just it's a good game all around. And watch here. So Garrett, once again, this is the jungle technique. Instead of running around, just go in there and get started.
Yeah. Well, Tryndamere, it gives you that mobility, so you can just hop through the jungle. The nice thing about Tryndamere, nothing's changed there between old Tryndamere and this Tryndamere. But he can just, like I said, spinning slash through walls, and just, it just allows you to have that mobility through the jungle.
This is 8 minutes in now, and Garrett is finally taking the first blue of his jungle.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. And
oh, sorry, that's another spam caller.
We got a telemarketer. I guess he's calling about the show. And so blue's not really beneficial to Tryndamere.
My Kog'Maw is running AD, so he doesn't need it. Nidalee is
he could use it, but this is a very busy night.
Yeah.
And sorry about that, guys. And as you can see, he gets the blue. It helps with the cooldown reduction. The Kog'Maw doesn't really need it too much. He is mostly auto attacking, and instead of Garrett going in, he says to keep jungling. He could have gone in and attacked that. So as you see there, the Kog'Maw is doing exceptionally well. Garrett leaves the creeps, sees that he's a potential kill here, and spins right in for the killing blow.
Yeah.
And gets out with only 2 tower hits and lots of life. Now finishes up on the creeps and continues his jungle.
Well, that's the benefit of counter jungling. Like I said, you're kind of in enemy territory, and Tryndamere has a spinning slash, so he has that ability to get out of sticky situations. So it allows you to do that counter jungling, and just like I said, it's very easy for him to maneuver through the jungle.
Yeah, and he left one of the small race there. And now when Amuma gets there...
Rammus.
It's the Rammus. I'm thinking of the last game, my bad. The Rammus gets there. It's only 1 creep. Very little experience, very little gold. And he has to now wait for the full duration of the respawn timer, where Garrett is just dominating both sides of jungle, taking over the lanes, or helping with the lanes, assisting, and putting his team to a 7-0 lead at 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes in. So
that's all you can really ask for as a jungle Tryndamere. So this kind of gives you some of the things that you can do as Tryndamere. Like I said, obviously there weren't too many attempts that I could do some ganking, but I gave you the kind of mentality that you're going to want to be thinking about with Tryndamere as you're passing through the jungle.
And at this point of the game, it falls on to be a very similar meta game as the lane Tryndamere and jungle Tryndamere. You can decide where you want to go, which direction you want to take it. Depends on what your team's doing. And, now Garrett can just freely roam and, continue with his jungling or helping with assist lanes. And, we're not going to show you too much more here. We're going to wrap it up here on the jungle. So, hope you guys enjoyed that little clip there of Garrett jungling. Hope it brought some, valuable information for you guys. And, that's pretty much the gist of Tryndamere. His awesome new skin, his rework, which needs a little bit more work, but that will come with the next patch or two. And, I think that brings us to the end of episode 3 here at Institute of War.
Well, thanks guys for watching again, episode 3. We're going to be continually making improvements to this show.
Why don't we hop over actually to our, let's pull up a league here, and let's hop over to our splash page. Because I want to mention some stuff. Over the course of the last 2 weeks, this is episode 3, 3rd weekend. We're trying to take some more steps on allowing you guys to be able to go back on past episodes, find out updates on Twitter. So our Twitter account, as you see on the left-hand side there, is www.twitter.com/Institute of War _ at the end. We weren't able to get the Institute of War, but that's okay. And our YouTube account is youtube.com /Institute of War show.
Yeah. So all our
both
previous
downs-
episodes are going to be
I'm going to be
uploaded
uploading
there.
those in the next night or two and having it all in order there for you guys, so you can go back. Episode 1 was on Leona, episode 2 was Wukong, and week 3 here, episode 3, Tryndamere. So I want to take this time now to thank our sponsors over at VVV Gaming. Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to VVV for hosting us on their Twitch TV account. This is how we're broadcasting you guys live today. And our sponsors over at Gamer Grub, SteelSeries, Game Service, and Control Freak. I will mention, though, I picked up a few packs, about 25 packs of Gamer Grub, actually. Not a few. 5 of each flavor.
It is pretty good.
Just a few.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm not trying to eat too much of it, but it's
well, like with any
snack
food, you don't want to overdose on that.
It's a good amount, and it keeps your hands clean. So
it's beach season, right?
Yeah, it's beach season, guys. It's the summer, and I want to thank you guys for coming down once again every Thursday night at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. My name is Anthony Menta, and
I'm Gary Laurenti, and this is our show, and we're going to be doing it every week.
Yep. So we appreciate any feedback and any comments, and thanks for tuning in, guys.